What's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. We're going to have an amazing week in the market this week. We're going to make tons of money, hopefully, right? So I said that the market was bull flagging with an exclamation mark. I didn't post a question mark like, oh, is this a market bull flag? Oh, I think it might go up. No, I said definitively the market was bull flagging. And the other day I said that, the day that we were red on the SPY, I said that the market could fall lower, but it all depends on the NASDAQ holding this level of support. And we saw that the NASDAQ was at a very beautiful level of support that held. So the NASDAQ was the determining factor of why this market bounced, right? And why the SPY made new highs from where it was before. So in today's video, we're going to go in depth in terms of the price action for the SPY, the NASDAQ, and the IWM. We're going to talk about the crypto markets, and we also might talk about the bonds to see if there are some correlations that we can get and help us in our trading experience. So if you guys enjoy the content, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, put on post notifications, share this video with your family, your friends. Let's make money together. All right. So without further ado, let's get started with the video. All right, let's make this money, boys. So number one, the SPY obviously closed above 470 today. It also closed above this very important level of Fibonacci level right here, 468.27 level, which is a 786% fib level. All right, so we closed above that, and we closed above 470. The next level that needs to be closed above now on the SPY is 470.89, which is the opening level of this candle here, and that would be the highest the SPY has ever opened or closed ever in history. So if we close above 470.89, that probably is going to be very, very bullish, and that would definitely signal that we'll make new all-time highs relatively quickly. All right, so that's the next level of resistance on the SPY. So we saw the SPY close above two important levels of resistance. It held this support level very, very well. It didn't even dip down to where it would be like a normal dip buying opportunity. It didn't even fall back down to the 20 exponential moving average here. It showed extreme strength. So when there is extreme strength like this in the market, it looks like any sort of dip is a good buying opportunity, regardless of, the dip being large or not. So I guess this is really the first instance of this happening, and I mean, we need to see if this this strength is just going to continue. So first of all, so the SPY, that's really it on the SPY here. We see that the MACD is still extremely overbought, but we're continuing on higher. We closed higher as well, so that is ridiculously bullish as well. And the RSI is also moving upward, and it looks like a bull flag as well. So it's breaking out. You can see the RSI here. And there's still tons more room to go before it becomes overbought. So overall, I mean, this is setting up to be ridiculously bullish into the end of the year. But it all depends on whether or not we can close above those levels and hold these current levels of support. All right, so we see how strong the SPY is, right? But now to determine how much further the SPY can go, we have to look at the other indices. So let's take a look at the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ, very clearly, it held beautifully at this 393.80 level, which is the 50% fib level. Held perfectly right here, right? And the day that the NASDAQ was here, I was saying that this was a very good buying opportunity. It looked very, very nice that it held this support perfectly. And clearly, it worked out, because we ended up now crossing above a very important level of resistance and closing above it, which is this 397.32 level, which is the 618% fib level. So again, the NASDAQ is currently at the 618% fib level. The SPY currently closed above the 786% fib level. So that shows that there's still tons more room to the upside for the overall market. And you can also see that the MACD overbought, still moving on higher regardless of this overbought condition on the MACD. And the RSI is, bull flagging as well. It looks like it can continue on higher. There's still tons more room to the upside before it becomes overbought. Same concept as the SPY. So essentially, what we need to see happen on the NASDAQ is as long as this level holds, this 393.80, 393.50 zone, as long as that is still holding as support, then I believe that the SPY is going to continue going on higher, because the NASDAQ was the key determining factor of like the past few days of the market moving on higher. Okay, so of the past, only the past few days specifically, the NASDAQ, a lot of the major FANG stocks, Microsoft, Google, Apple, they pushed the market up like crazy. And yeah, we essentially just need to see if the NASDAQ can maintain that level of support. So now the next level of resistance on the NASDAQ is obviously going to be these highs at 400. So if the NASDAQ can now close above 400, that basically means that the next level of resistance is going to be this 402.33 level. And then by that point, you know, if we continue going on higher, then the SPY should have made new all-time highs. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, we just have to take it one day at a time now. It's not as simple when we're up here, right? Because day to day, the market could go up, could go down. It can range for a few days, blah, 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 right? But down here, when, you know, we were buying, and when I was posting this on Twitter, and when I was when I made the YouTube videos earlier, when we were down here, you know, it was very, very easy to just have up only, and the market was going to bounce, boom, bam. But right now, the market could chop around. It could do a bunch of stuff. So there's my analysis on the NASDAQ. Now we definitely need to take a look at the IWM. All right, so number one, you can you can see the IWM does not look very bullish, right? Clearly, like I said, the NASDAQ was the determining factor of why the market was pushing forward, not the IWM, clearly, right? But this 218.11 level, this green level right here, held perfectly, right? So now if that level doesn't hold, then the 216.50 area is going to be very, very important for the IWM. But what I want you guys to understand in terms of sector rotation is that if the SPY and the NASDAQ continue skyrocketing and they just continue looking super bullish, but the IWM continues falling, where do you think these billion-dollar companies are going to be putting their money? They're going to be selling the winners, and they're going to rotate the money into the losers. So they're going to be taking profits on the NASDAQ and the SPY a bit, right? And they're going to be funneling their money into the IWM, because that is where the biggest opportunity for a percentage increase on their portfolio is. All right. So obviously, you know, what is a better risk reward in terms of buying right now? Purely, it's the IWM, right? Because say, for example, you know, you're a fund, you set a stop loss for 213.50, right? And it's currently right here. What gives a better risk reward from the bottoms? Obviously the IWM, right? So now they're just making it difficult for retail to maintain their positions. But 218.12 held perfectly, and now the next level that needs to hold is this 216.50 area. Like I said, if those levels hold and the SPY and the NASDAQ are continuing to skyrocket, then the IWM is a great dip buying opportunity, and you have to look at it in terms of, if you're a fund, you're putting your money into something that could give you the most returns to the upside. The NASDAQ and the SPY are up here, according to where the IWM is. The SPY is at the 786% fib level, and the NASDAQ is at the 618% fib level. The IWM is trading below the 23.6% fib level. So where do you think, like, how much percentage gain, like, which one is the best risk reward? Obviously the IWM to the long side, right? So, yeah, essentially that's it. We can also look at the fact that the IWM held the 10 simple moving average perfectly, which is this black line. So, yeah, I mean, it's really simple. I mean, we just need to see what the overall market is doing in terms of what the SPY and the NASDAQ are doing to determine whether or not this weakness in the IWM is a good dip buying opportunity. And currently, it does look like that is the case. The other thing now that I want to look at is the 30-year bond. All right. So the 30-year bond you can see that the MACD is extremely oversold, and you can see that the RSI is stagnant. So the fact that the MACD is extremely oversold is very bullish, because that means that there's tons of potential momentum now to the upside, right? So when the 30-year bond is bullish, that means that the NASDAQ is bullish, okay? So the fact that the NASDAQ, the 30-year bond being so bullish at a point where the NASDAQ's MACD is extremely overbought like this, that is just mind-boggling strength in the market currently. So we need to see what is going to happen now with the 30-year bond. If we can start closing above 161.30 and bouncing, and we barely see a movement to the upside on the MACD for the 30-year bond, that would signal a huge strength in the NASDAQ. All right. And one more thing I want to show you guys is this is the RUT. It's basically the IWM version of the SPX. And this is an old level that I have here. But you can also see that, from Friday, this level held perfectly, even though it was an old level. So yeah, like the IWM, the RUT, they're at multiple levels of support currently. So we need to see now if this can hold. If not, then yeah, it can collapse. So yeah, basically we need to see if 218 and 216.50 area holds on the IWM. Overall, the overall indices market looks ridiculously, mind-bogglingly bullish for the SPY and the QQQ. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the crypto market. All right, so this is Bitcoin. So number one, Bitcoin held this 46,700 level, 46,800 level very, very nicely, right? So it needs to actually hold that level now. If that level breaks, then we're going to come back and retest this 50% of the wick at least, right? But currently, this was just a very nice trade. I was going to post this trade on Twitter, but I drew out this entire thing, entered the trade, blah, 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 but I never shared anything. So I'm going to start sharing scalps. I'm definitely going to start sharing scalps way more often now, because Bitcoin trading and crypto trading in general is just very, very easy. It's much easier than the overall stock market. So yeah, let's get back to it. So Bitcoin, right? We need to close above 52,000 or 53,000 for us to become bullish again. For us to basically invalidate this wick retest, we need to close above those levels. And currently, the MACD crossed above, out of oversold. So now this whole setup here on the MACD is not extremely bullish, because we did not break above any important levels of resistance, yet the MACD crossed above. Okay, so if you've been following in terms of the stock market, when a stock has not crossed above a level of resistance, but the indicators are showing tons of strength, as if the stock has made a huge upward move already, but it still looks like this. This is not a good setup in terms of just the MACD, right? Also, the RSI shot up very high as well. So the RSI was 29.9, and today it's 40.2. So it shot up 11 points, and that is very, very sensitive. So we don't want sensitivity in terms of upward price movement when we want a bullish move. All right. So what would have been super bullish is if the RSI was 29, but we only, the RSI was 29 down here, right? If up here now, instead of the RSI being 40.2, if the RSI was like 34 or 33, if the RSI literally barely moved, but yet we bounced this heavily, that would be much more bullish. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense to you guys. Basically, we just don't want to see this hypersensitive bullish move on the MACD or the bullish move on the RSI when Bitcoin's price has not shown us a validating reason for that. Okay, so once again, we need to cross above these levels of resistance. I could be completely wrong, right? But every single time in the past, when we do have a huge wick like this, they usually always get filled to at least 50%. So, yeah, we just need to see if that is going to be if that's going to happen again. It doesn't have to happen ASAP. We could, come back and retest this 53,000 level. We can even come back and retest the 54, 55,000 level, this blue uptrend level. But yeah, man, this literally every single time, 100% of the time, the price has come back and retested 50% of these large wicks. And I don't see why this would be a different time. So yeah, there's my analysis on Bitcoin. It doesn't look bullish. It needs to cross above these important levels of resistance for it to really look bullish. Okay. And yeah, I mean, this was a great trade. I wish I had posted it because I could have, helped you guys. But yeah, that's that. And for now, I mean, definitely not a time to look for shorts. I hate going short Bitcoin. I only buy dips. I don't remember the last time I went short. It's just something I don't ever do out of principle. I don't know what principle it is, but I just love Bitcoin and crypto so much. I just never really go short. And that's just something I don't want to share with people. But yeah, I mean, look, this is this whole ecosystem, this whole space technologically is going to be the future. So, I mean, look, just keep on buying the dips. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you are watching all the way up to the end, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, follow me on YouTube, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.